Hi, it's me, Dora V here, and today, I'm doing this on impulse. This was inspired by one of, a Nikki fan, basically, who's really into Nadog, Vulture, and Mercury, and she'd do, astronomy stuff, and it's really good to look at, and I decided, well, I could do the same, only with tarot. That's what I decided to do. So here we are. This is Vulture's personality according to the tarot. And you know there are going to be some other characters coming up. You know this, but Vulture first. So, see, personality 1 would be like conscious, 2 is subconscious, and everything else is, pretty self-explanatory, so let's begin. That one of the later decks. Oh, hey Nadog, speaking of which, it was a reversal. Looks like I got a couple. Oh my gosh, another one. Ooh, that's not good. So the conscious mind is apparently the Queen of Cups, which is okay. It's the Queen of Water. The basically a fair, honest, devoted woman and vision. That's his conscious mind. I'm guessing this is his mother's influence. He is influenced by his mother. In fact, in my head canon, he is close to his mother. And she pretty much is the Queen of Cups. She's water and ice and someone who can set aside her personal feelings. Think Skylar White, and she's pretty similar, and it takes a lot to get her riled up. So yeah, definitely devoted, and she kind of knows how he is, and so she acts accordingly and knows how to handle him. And Mercury is pretty similar to this. Yeah, so something like that. So that's kind of the Vulture's, I don't know, I guess that's part of his personality too. But kind of like in his case, he is maybe a bit sensitive and affectionate, but he's also very naughty. So and you can tell. So he probably would represent I'd say about half of the aspects of the Queen of Cups, both good and bad. So yeah, it certainly works for me. His unconscious mind is the 3 of Swords. Oh, he's naughty. No. 3 of Swords it's something you don't really want to see in a spread. That's in his unconscious mind. Well, you see, that's kind of when you're someone like him, and you will have a tendency of kind of projecting that onto others. I do think, yeah, this is a betrayal and sorrow and separation, and what the hell is this? Negative, oof. Yeah, that's not good. I could tell you that. But I think someone like him might tend to see things negatively. In my head canon, he's a bit of a thief, so he might assume that others are thieves too, even though it's not really true. But I think there's also kind of a sorrow and frustration. He's unhappy, or at least he was for a while, or he kind of thinks he is. I think life's hard because someone like him kind of makes it hard due to being a naughty boy. And but I do feel in the game canon, not just my head canon, but game, there is a strong possibility this is how he feels. Worries, feels very criticized. He's sad, he's in pain, and he's disappointed. Poor baby. But in my head canon, there's definitely a lot of worry. Yeah, I do agree, there are lots of worries. Oh god, I don't want to screw this up. If I do, oh, it's the end of the world, when really it might not be. but he feels that way. Yikes. So, the source of stability is the Ten of Swords. You've got to be shitting me. A Ten of Swords is one of the absolute worst things you can see in a deck, in a spread or reading of any kind. This means everything's failed. Everything is failure. You've done everything you could, and it failed anyway. However, the Ten of Swords could also mean looking at things from a new perspective, starting over. It's, but it does have a positive, comforting message that the worst is over, and that there is a certain peace in knowing that you've done everything you could, and so you start afresh, you start new. So for him, like, this could very well mean that this, he did say something like it's gonna have stress as it keeps you motivated. So I guess, like, failure keeps him motivated, and that doing everything he can also keeps him motivated. Well, if you say so. I guess if that works for him, that's great. But if that's his source of stability, good God, I guess, like, do this or you'll fail, and you don't want to fail, do you? So, I guess that works for him. Hooray, I guess? Oof. How tenacious this person is. The Page of Swords. Hey, Nadog. Like the Page of Swords. Yeah, that's definitely tenacious, as the Page of Swords is about a messenger of knowledge. It's like preparing for the future, bringing news. Yeah, but it often involves intellectual things, like overseeing, secret service, vigilance, spying. Yeah, he's tenacious, because, like, he's pretty, just, again, I believe that Vulture's pretty high up in the food chain in Mercury Group, and he got there by being this way. You're kind of wary and defensive, yeah, that certainly makes sense. But yeah, he's certainly tenacious. Page of Swords cuts through everything. While it might not be the level of the King of Swords, it's definitely, yeah, it is definitely an aggressive, alert, critical, naughty boy, but is definitely very driven for whatever reason. Glub glub. So, long-term potential is a card I don't like. Its position. It's the Ten of Cups reversed. Oh dear. So usually when the Ten of Cups is upright, it's celebratory, but when it's reversed, it's violence. Well, he certainly has potential of that. A little ultra-violence. Oof. Not very celebratory there. So he has the potential of ruining everything. There can be a big celebration, and he farts and ruins everything, or he blows things up. Oh yeah, it's like he's that person where you think everything's fine, you're gonna celebrate, and Vulture's like, no, we're not yet done. And I came to wreck everything and ruin your life. God sent me. That's pretty much his long-term potential. Like, oof, that's scary now that I think of it. You know, it's a short-term opportunity. It's the Three of Cups reversal. But that kind of means that's also a bad sign. So what's this short-term opportunity to do what? I guess it's, yeah, he's, in my opinion, like, he's very hedonistic. It's like excess. Yeah, so this is basically like, it's celebratory, but you're doing it way too much. You are too self-indulgent. And I think that is how he is. Like, I think he's a very self-indulgent kind of person. And so a short-term opportunity is to be very self-indulgent and take pleasure. Like, he's eating pizza. He's gonna go out and have fun, and he's gonna talk about what he did when he was a teenager, because he's totally impulsive, and he's still achieving, but again, it's like he's just having a great time. Like, that's his short-term opportunity, and in fact, that fits right in with my headcanon. How about that? So that's what he's doing right now in my story. Yeah, excessive though. So type of spirit, let me see here. Yeah, there we go. Just wondering about that. So, and then the 7th is type of spirituality. Well, come on. Get over here. Type of spirituality is the Hanged Man. I thought that was a reversal, but I don't think, like, he really is spiritual at all. Hangman is kind of suspended. You're kind of not. You're kind of, thinking there's a form of sacrifice. I guess there's that. Like, but it's also someone who kind of waits. Like, they kind of wait and they plan things, and it's just, yeah, martyr. Could be that. Maybe that's this kind of spirituality, is just feeling like a martyr. But it's also kind of like you, yeah, it's creativity, we got that. But it's sort of like everything's kind of planned out very carefully, and you don't do anything until there's a good reason for it. Yeah, so that it's Yeah, it is a positive card, though. It's a good way to get wisdom and enlightenment, and yeah, he likes to learn things. Like, I think he does. So what's next? Strong negative in the personality to overcome. What is temper? Yeah. Let's see. Well, that would be the Page of Wands reversal. The Wands represents passion. But when it's reversed, it's passion in a really bad way. Like bad temper, naughty news, instability, like unstable, dangerous rival. Yeah, and that's a strong negative to overcome. Yeah, so someone like is definitely, it's energetic, creative, and inquisitive. But reversal, it could mean that they're doing it in really bad ways. Like he's being very, like I said, very naughty and violent. And yes, he's energetic and creative, but he uses them to bad ends for his own gain. And that turning, yeah, their pages are dreamers, but some of his dreams involve doing very bad things. And that's definitely, like, I wouldn't put that past them. Yes, he should overcome it, because I feel like when he is reckless and destructive, that helps no one. So I always have it in my headcanon that he tends to stand on the gas. And and on one hand, yeah, it gets things done, gets them done quickly and efficiently. But on the other hand, he can crash. How does that help? It doesn't. So strong positive in the personality to use. Well, shit. It's one of the best cards you can ever see. Justice. Yeah, who'd have thunk it? Him of all people. That's actually for him, I guess. What? And that's certainly a weird thing coming from Vulture, but yeah, I guess it could mean that he takes advantage of the law, but I don't think so. He doesn't strike me as a sort who'd cooperate with the law. However, in spite of his faults, he does have a sense of justice, like a sense of whatever virtue he has. Yeah, and I guess, like, he tries to be fair or whatever he thinks is fair. But yeah, this is like a strong positive for him to use. Justice, that sounds more like loan. But really, somehow, he does have his own set of ways to do things. He is, in fact, loyal. That's another thing, is he believes in Mercury and wants justice in that sense. Like, Mercury wills it, it is done, and Vulture does have a gun, and I think for him, justice is at the barrel of a gun. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, very much so. Oh, I wonder how much that fits in the actual canon. I have no idea how much of that fits in my head canon. Well, Surprise, surprise. I guess some does and some doesn't. But it's kind of a weird thing to see, like I could tell you that much. And so, that'll do. See you later. Goodbye.